Hi, I'm Brian Ellis, and welcome to the creative formula for the bass guitar. It's great to be coming into your homes today, and I'm proud to announce the launch of my new bass series, Beyond Scales. In this bass series, I take the time to explain how I use different scales, especially how to use my minor scales and how I use my whole tone scales and how I fuse everything together to get the sound that's dynamic for the audience. This bass series is put together for men, women, boys, and girls, people like you who are playing the bass for the people around the world. So I really hope you enjoy it and you stick with me and watch and learn as much as you can. It's all for you. Now I want to say that if you see anything in the programs that you like and that you want to see it again, please feel free to log on to cityscopepresents.com, the future of bass improvisation. Also during the programs, you'll see my email, Bassbrother79@AOL.com, and you can always look me up, send me an email of some of the lessons that you like and some of the shows you want me to put together for you. It's a great privilege and a great honor. And also, before we go into the program, I just want to thank you for all your support and thank you so much for your words of encouragement. So with all that said and done, let's get learning some solo bass. Here we go. Let's switch to the studio monitor. Good afternoon, class, and it's good to see everyone here today. Let's keep in mind that today's series we're going to be picking up right where we left off on last week on our series Beyond Scales. So when we met last time, we was working in our A minor mode. So let's see if we can call out a couple notes. We started with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And then we proceeded up the neck. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Our high A on the 14th fret of the G string. Then we proceeded down to get some of the good fruitful tones. So we had A, G, F, E, then D, C, B, A. Then in our exclusive movement, we had a cross pattern. We had A, F, C sharp, A again, almost indicative to our spider walk. Indicative to our spider walk. Then we took our A on the 7th fret of the D string and we used it as a catalyst in coordination with our blues scale. And then we started to couple it with our A minor and also couple it with the 6th, our major 7th, that F. I use that a lot because I like the F against my minor, my A minor, because it starts to filter in my C major, which is the 3rd degree of my A minor, which is my relative major, as we go back and forth. and have the F again with the C. So what we try to do is take a basic scale, right, in this case A minor, and we try to fuse as many scales and interject inside that basic minor mode. And what I like about when I take my F major, it takes me right in to my perfect fifth, my E, which is the 5 of A. So the colors are starting to connect. So already we have A minor, then we have F major, then when I fuse my 5, my E, which is the 5 of E, it also gives me that Phrygian mode from C major. Almost a romanticism. Almost that romanticism. So I have my E Phrygian scale, then I cross it with my C major, then also I infuse my Dorian, my D minor. Let's take a minute to call that out real quick. So I have D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. Then as I descend, D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E, D. Then I proceed down the neck in a maneuver, D, C, B flat, open A, right, back with our A, then G, F, open E, D. Now if I take those three arpeggios, I'll take my 1, my A minor arpeggio, A, C, E, G. Then I add my D minor arpeggio, D, F, A, C. Then I add my 5, which is E, G, B, D on top. Then I can start to proceed in such a way as in making chop builders. And I like to take that pattern and also do more and find more range and try to add more color and dynamics. And then if we're still in A, as I take my 5, right, and I have A and I take my 3rd to the high C, then I will start to infuse my minor modes, my melodic minor and also my harmonic minor. So if I take my harmonic minor, I would have A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A. Now, once I have this color, this G sharp, it opens up a range of creativity. So when I have these colors, I come right across in a maneuver. I start to add in something that I use quite often, my abstracts. So when you add your harmonic minor, you want to infuse notes that's not in the scale naturally, and then you start to launch into the deep, going into the 12-tone system, and also infusing more scales into a basic pattern like your whole tone scale, and also your diminished. Also your diminished scales and your diminished arpeggios. So let's take a look at that again. We was on G sharp from our harmonic minor in A. And that took me right in to our B, which is our ninth or our minor second. I call it a ninth. Get that chord in there, the ninth. And that ninth also is not only the second of A, but also I see it as my Locrian mode in my C major. Good afternoon, class. It's good to see everyone here today, and we're going to go right into today's lesson. Let's keep in mind that when we left off last week, we was in the series of Beyond Scales, and when we left off, we was calling our A minor scale, and we used it as more or less like a ground pattern to see how we inject different scales and how I was able to incorporate my abstract. I incorporate an abstract and get more tones, but before I can incorporate such scales and different patterns, I like to explain their makeup and how I go about getting them to fit all together. So what we did last time, we called out our A minor. We went from the 5th fret of the E string. We went A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Then we proceeded back down A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Then we started to mirror from the 12th fret of the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, and we proceeded down again, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. So right there we had two scales in what they call a block form, And that will be our first location to incorporate something that I use called a mirror. I incorporate a mirror. Now I like to use that for a mirror, especially when I'm doing my blues runs. A mirror. So I take that A minor and I start for my expectation of using those scales to fuse them together. So if I fuse my A from the 12th fret, I would have a point of contact where I want to get to, excuse me, my A on the 5th fret. And I start to interject my accidentals. One of the main accidentals that I use quite often, if I'm using a pattern like an A, I would start off with something simple like my B flat major scale, then my A minor scale. And what I usually like to do, I like to take the B flat, my major scale, and that will open up more colors to get that different pattern sound. Right there. Then with that B flat major, right, I usually move to my F major against the A, which is the 6th degree. So I get some nice beautiful tones. And you can tell I'm about to go into my romantic mode. I'm starting to go into a romantic mode. So let's see if I can call out a couple notes. I have F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F again. F, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F on the 8th fret of the A string. Now, if I go to my 1st fret of the E string, right, on my low F, and if I call out the notes, I start to incorporate the mirror mode where I could mirror them together. So if I have F, G, A, B flat, C, open D, E, F, then F, E, open D, C, B flat, A, G, F. Then F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. Then F, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. Then I like to link them together. So if I have F, E, D, C, B flat, open A, G, C, F. Then if I count up the neck, I can start to connect them to our A minor mode. The high F again. And my double stop right there. Then I like to take that scale, that A minor, and start to add my abstracts. One abstract that I use a lot that starts to give me a lot of colors and a lot of punch when I start to add, that's E flat major 7, which is totally against my A minor and is registered as a flat 5. And it starts to open up a characteristic for your spider walk. To get that dissonant sound. And as you start to create your solos, you'll see that you will keep the audience on edge because they want to be in suspense. And the 5 will let the audience know that you're going back to your tonic again. Right there, E flat major. Let's see if we can call out a couple notes right there. We had E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. So I had E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat again. So in our series Beyond Scales, we've taken the time to take a basic pattern, and we're learning that inside a basic pattern when we take a basic pattern, we can use the abstract patterns and modes that's derived from the different scales that's also inside the scale, but also that's foreign. We want to inject different chord centers that usually not found in our different scales. So let's see if we can take that same idea and that same ideology, and let's see if we can move it to a D minor. And we have D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. Then I proceed down. D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E, D. Now, once we start to move our minor scales around, we want to start to incorporate our harmonic minor and also our melodic minor. C sharp, D, D, C sharp, B flat, A, G, F, E, D. D harmonic minor. Then also our D melodic minor, which would be D, E, F, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Then pure form descending. D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E, D.